What's up everyone? So today I'm back at Maserati Lotus Greenville. If you guys saw in an earlier video, I got to take the S2000 out for a drive. Had a lot of comments on that I didn't really get to open it up, but not being my car, you know, I didn't get to experience the full capabilities of that car. It was definitely fun to drive though. A lot of you guys really like that car, but now we are back to check out this beast right here. I know I have an R8, but if you can tell, the exhaust is a little bit different, and that is because we're gonna get the cold start on a 2011 R8 V10. See how it compares to my R8 with the Armytrix exhaust. So let's go ahead and hop in. It's very weird being in the same car, just having an automatic. This is a 2011 R8 V10 with the automatic transmission. This is virtually identical to my car. They are almost the exact same spec. Obviously, of course, the engine is different, but this one is pretty much fully loaded with carbon fiber. There's a carbon fiber front, which I don't have. We have the same wheels. I'm missing carbon fiber side mirrors. Both have the carbon fiber side blades. And then coming around back is the real huge difference. You can tell V10 has the oval. The 2014 and newer V8s have an oval too. I could be wrong, might be 13 and newer, but I do like the aggressive style of the ovals. And then the whole rear diffuser on this one is carbon fiber. So a lot more carbon fiber than what I have. And then we'll head inside and you can see I have virtually the same carbon fiber again. I have it on the doors. I don't have it on the door sill on mine. I don't have the red around the gauges, which is a nice touch. I really like that accent. Of course, we have the paddle shifters finished off in aluminum. Everything else is pretty much the same. I have the full leather package as well, leather seats. All of this is the exact same, obviously, which is pretty cool. So this is the first time driving a second gen V10. I've driven the V10 Plus, so this is gonna be interesting to see how this performs compared to my car. V10 automatic, V8 manual. Comment down below, which one would you guys rather have? They're both pretty awesome, but automatic or manual? Okay, so putting it into sport mode, got it in first gear. It's definitely a lot different for sure, and it's a whole lot different than the third gen. So I'm gonna let the car warm up, and then we'll bring it back and get an exhaust rev between a stock V10 and a V8 with the Armytrix exhaust. I can't wait to punch it just a little bit in this car to see how it compares to my V8 and if I made the right decision or not. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the engine bay, obviously, because we're gonna take a look at that V10. You have to have the electronics on, and you just pull it, and there it is, the beautiful V10. Obviously, there's way more carbon fiber again than my car. This one is pretty much fully loaded. Whoever bought this got everything possible that could be in carbon fiber, including the air intake box there. Oh, it's carbon fiber on the whole backside too. That is crazy. What do you guys think? Should I get some more carbon fiber for my car? So if you're not familiar with the R8s, this is a 5.2 liter V10 compared to the 4.2 liter V8. This puts out 525 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque compared to 424 and 317 in my car. So it's got a good jump in horsepower and torque. This can also do 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds. Mine's gonna be closer to 4.5 seconds. And then top speed, 195, 188 in my car. So it's really not all that faster in the top speed aspect. And then this weighs about 300 pounds more than my car. So they're very close in regards to the weight and the top speed and things like that. 0 to 60, it's gonna be probably a car length in front of me for sure. But I would be curious to see what would do better, what would get to 0 to 100 faster, and then after 100, what would be the gap or distance between these cars. Because honestly, this is gonna be quicker because you don't have to shift like in the manual like I do, but it's also about which one do you which one do you think is gonna be more fun? That stock exhaust, oh my gosh. It's still gotta warm up a little bit. You can feel a slight delay in those shifts. There's really some drama. Woo. It's crazy that I'm not trying to move on purpose. That is the drama in these shifts here. I can't believe how good that sounds on the downshifts. Active rev matching. I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about in today's video is the price difference between both of these cars. I have a 2010 V8. This is a 2011 V10. This has 17,000 miles on it. I bought my car with about 34,000, so roughly double. And this car is just over 90,000, which is roughly 20 grand, 15 grand more than a V8. Is it worth it to get a V10 over the V8? So while I'm at a stop here, if I let off the brake, I got to give it a little bit of gas for it to engage, which is normal in an automatic like this. I'm only going 20 miles an hour and it's already putting a smile on my face. All right, so with the car warmed up now, down into first gear, I'm gonna do a small pull from second here. Woo. It's hard to tell right now which is faster, because while there is a delay in shifting for me with the clutch and the shifter, there's also a small delay in the automatic shifts too. And I don't know what I would say would be quicker. It's hard to tell unless I drive these back to back. So I will hop in my car after I'm done checking this car out. Coming around a turn here in second gear. That's definitely a lot louder than the stock exhaust on the V8 compared to the Armytrix though. On my car, it's probably not as loud. Man, it's tough to know which one is quicker. I'm not getting on it. I'm not getting on it like I would in my car. To see this and my car go around a track, or even in a straight line performance testing, it would be very interesting. Pops more than my car, I'll give it that. It definitely pops more on the downshifts. I think that there's more drama to this car than in my manual. And the reason I say that is because if you're driving the manual, if you screw up in a shift, there's gonna be some more drama because there's gonna be a delay in power. But if you nail that shift, you feel that satisfaction in that gated manual. It's definitely gonna feel cool. In this, you can't do that. Once you flick the paddle, the car does it for you. So, shift. You're not looking for something where you have to shift all the time. I don't see any problems with this. Yeah, it's a little, I'd say it's a little finicky or a little slow in the shifts. The S-Tronic in the 3rd gen V10 Plus is definitely a lot more on point. As soon as you hit that paddle, it's into that next gear. It's more refined, more smooth. You really can't feel much in the shifts, which to me would be kind of boring. If you're in an exotic sports car like this, you want that drama. So whether you're in the manual or the automatic or the 2nd gen automatic, it's definitely going to give you some drama. But this just sounds so good. And this is the stock exhaust. The stock exhaust. Wow. Oh, it sounds so good. All right, so let's bring this back now. Now that it's warmed up some, we're gonna do a couple revs between this and my V8, and you guys can let me know what you think sounds better. All right, so unfortunately my parking spot got taken for this car. So we're gonna do a cold start up on my V8. I'm gonna move it over and then we'll do the rev off comparison. So comment down below, stock V10 or a V8 with a titanium Armytrix exhaust. Is a tough call, you guys. I'm not sure. They both sound good. For being stock, I mean, you can't really argue with that. The V8 stock just sounds like a lawnmower. Everyone knows it's not very loud at all. So the Armytrix definitely opens it up. I couldn't imagine putting an Armytrix on the V10. I'm sure that would scream even more. Okay, so there's a lot more torque at a lower RPM. Obviously there's more torque in this car, but that's something that I am missing in the V8. Coming around that turn, I had more than enough power to get out of that turn. In my V8, when you come around a turn and you get out of it, you kind of just carry your momentum, you get through the turn, you can power out of it. I believe if you get on this a lot more than I did, that you could probably break traction a good bit just stepping on it. And obviously I'm not gonna be able to test that out today. This has an adequate amount of power. It's probably somewhere where I would want to get my V8 at some point, unless I traded it in for a V10. So what do you guys think? Is this something that I should trade up for at some point? I would try to find a manual, but man, I don't see anything wrong with the automatic. It's definitely driver engaging, it's raw, it's got kickback to it, it's exciting. It's exciting to drive it. Now that you've heard that, you've seen me driving this car, comment down below, V10 automatic or a manual V8. It's not clear enough for me to decide. Obviously I went with a V8 manual. You have that V10 badging and you have a good sounding car stock. It's tough, it really is tough. If you can get it, if you can afford the V10, obviously no doubt, go with the V10. Manual or automatic V10, it's so tough. Manual V10s are extremely hard to find. And I found that out when I was searching for my manual V8. I don't know, it's not clear enough for me to decide, you guys. I love my manual. I love going through that gated shifter, it's incredible. But sometimes you just gotta put that power down and get a little drama in this transmission. I honestly don't think you can go wrong. Whatever suits your needs best is obviously the one you should get. All right guys, so sadly my time with the V10 is over. This is a little finicky in getting used to it. There's really no park. So I had it in neutral and it tells you that it'll roll away unless you have the e-brake on. So obviously you do that. But then you put it over into automatic and then I'm just gonna push up and that'll put it into manual 1 and you can go ahead and start using the paddles. And then you put it over into neutral and pull it down once and now you'll see R and obviously the backup camera will go on. So it's a little finicky, you get used to it. So I'm just gonna put it in neutral, e-brake is on. All right, so back in the manual V8 now. It's such a tough decision. There's no clear-cut answer for me in driving the two. I can't pick one. They're both fun. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. It's just so hard to say, I want this one over that one. Obviously I got the V8, so a better comparison would have been a V10 manual, but again, those are so hard to find that I pretty much got a good experience with the automatic V10. It's hard to judge which engine option is better to go with. You get the name of the V10, so you've got the V10, but there's nothing wrong with the V8 either. I don't have a clear answer for you guys, it's so hard. And then this turn now though, with the manual, you have fun on both of them as long as you can rev match. You're gonna have fun in both of them. So what do you guys think? Comment down below, let me know. Automatic V10 or a manual V8? That is the question. Huge thanks again to Maserati Lotus Greenville for providing that R8 V10. They have it for sale up on their website right now. So make sure you guys check them out. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next video.